jorsori, cuun, alii'gai, dola, darasuum. Sukui. I'm Anubis. I've been studying and working with Mando'a for nearly 10 years now, and I am a hobbyist linguist. I'm one of the contributors behind the Mando'a expansion project, hosted on mandocreator.com, where you can always find the latest and greatest edition of the Mando'a dictionary. And with me, it is
Wellen, hola Rome. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, it has been some really busy weeks on our side. I know I always say that, but this time it really be true. Holy smokes. Yeah. Wayii. Like
Wayii.
in our little pre-chat with Anu, I just did the tally and I noticed that it were 7 days in my armor this month. So
Wild.
I'm like shuk'la. So yeah, but it was also a ton of fun. Like I attended several conventions. Also meet some of you guys. So vore for stopping by and having a chat, also taking a picture. Really appreciate that. And the last event we visited together, and also we gave out some flyers. And if there's any new listeners, welcome. Hola, Rom.
Hola, Rome.
Yeah, so one other thing to mention is we got like a really generous new Patreon in the Oriramikat here, and that is no one other than our Vod from the French clan Oragala. Sin, welcome there, Vod.
Hola, Rome, Nervod.
If you want to support us like Sin does, you can do so under patreon.com/Mando'a for die Gute, all in one word. It starts at $3 a month, and you get access to our community Discord, to bloopers, and little other itsy bitsy bonus bits. If that's not for you, that's absolutely fine. If you still want to support us in another capacity, you can either give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or write a good review on Apple Podcasts or Audible. And of course, before I forget to mention, we will, as always, link the Mando created dictionary in the show notes, as well as all the new vocabulary. Au revoir, on with the show.
Aside from that, also, as of us speaking now, the movie has come out, at least in Germany, this Wednesday. I think in the US it was on Friday.
Yep.
I already have seen it because we also had like a little cinema troupe. Anu by now has not. That's why.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All good. That's why we are giving you guys another 2 weeks to catch up. And then we gonna talk about that one. So spoiler-free episode for you this time. Don't worry. So, of course, we had homework.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a backlog to catch up on, it seems. Yeah.
So we had you guys waiting for another week, as for reasons you might now understand, because oh boy, we had to pre-record with all that stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look of you guys' homework from the last episodes now.
Yeah, all right. So the first one to pull up here is from Soren Lok. Yeah, you wrote, I'm going to read it as written and then we'll talk about it. Ni jatne imorir vorbori beroya from Star Wars Old Republic. Ni nakar'mir tion'de kesh sukuyi 3,700. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to translate the number. My brain is not yet big enough. 3,700 simir. Okay, so let's talk about this one a little bit. So you got the first sentence pretty close there. I would say the only thing that needs to be fixed is to swap the conjugation. You conjugated the second verb there instead of the active verb. So ni jatne imuri verborier beroya. And so yeah, you prefer to hire the bounty hunter. Bounty hunter is the literal name. Beroya is the guy's name. Very inventive naming there. And now the second sentence, it gets a little bit dodgy. The main thing here in the second sentence that throws it off a bit is that anytime you have this tion particle, the question particle here, it pretty necessarily makes the sentence a question. And so if you're trying to say what we gather that you're trying to say here is I don't know how they're still alive after 3700 years. So if you wanted to say like I don't know how in this case, you would want to say something like I think this would be a good case for Meg. So I don't know like what way essentially that they're still alive. And technically, using Sukui here, it can work. It's just a little bit awkward. You would still want to use Su, but I would probably go with something like Kuyani to make it more clear what you're trying to say and not sound like that you just saw someone randomly and decided to greet them in the middle of your sentence. So yeah, Kuyani would probably be the way to go. So Su Kuyani, and then I think you would want to say like after or maybe since. But we technically don't currently have the word for this. This is actually something that we are in the middle of workshopping with the language team. So hold on tight. we might have a word for after pretty soon.
Hopefully so.
But you could in the meantime you could reasonably find a way to tool around with it with projor, which is next. But yeah, this is a current conversation in progress, so we'll see what comes around.
Yeah. Today we will have some like odd words that are missing as we noticed prepping the episode. So
Yeah, this was one with a lot of holes.
yeah, that will be a good showcase of the holes and downfalls or shortfalls that we have as
Yeah.
of now.
The work still ahead of us on the expansion team here.
Yeah.
The work never ends.
Yeah, I can see that. The longer I do this with you, the more I can understand. So yeah. So we also, like always, feature are pitched in, and bear with me for a second while I try to read the Mando'a part. They wrote Django chatte albopa chatneshia sum fets fenik shant gana nerkata shorshu niguro mingnaven balkaish gana ein kirbese bedisne fenik oribeskarish mirdala balgetze kaish gana chate pespe balshireshoi kaish chate peroya alnu dumi kaish kata trasha sirish. So reading that all in one bit is harder than you would guess.
A long one, yeah.
Yeah. Good one though, but don't get us wrong. Just reading that all in one bit, holy smokes! Like,
it's
wayii.
good practice, I would say for sure. This one is pretty well formulated, I would say. There's not much that I could find looking through this that was really wrong. There is some tweaks maybe that you could make, like in both cases where you used al here for but. So I guess it would probably do our listeners some good to go ahead and translate that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think so. So let me just do that
So,
real quick and
go
then
ahead,
throw in the
yeah.
corrections. So
yeah.
what that means is Django is good, but Boba is better. Beyond the fats, Fennec Shand has my heart because I like Ming Na Wen and she has the Disney Triple Crown. Fennec is tough as heck, clever and courageous. She has good kids, lives to the fullest. She's a good bounty hunter, but doesn't allow her heart to grow cold.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, I would say. There are a couple things. Yeah. So the first thing I was going to mention there is in both cases where you used ow for but, um, it arguably should just be ah without the l because it's not before a vowel. But I mean, it doesn't really make much difference in this case. So it's maybe a style choice here. But the last part here is also maybe a little bit shaky. You're using some things in a bit of a poetic way that, yeah, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but you get the meaning across at least. So it doesn't allow her heart to grow cold. I don't know specifically if you could really use drashar there, which is to grow in this way. I know that in the examples that we have that this is specifically related to plants growing. So yeah, I mean maybe poetically it could work, but yeah, who knows? Either way, I think you did an excellent job here, and
Excellent job for sure. Just also wanted to add to this, like that's a common like mistake that also happens to me, and I think most people
yeah.
fall in this trap at first because there are a lot of idioms that are
Mm-hmm.
like specific to our like culture and also often language specific that
Mm-hmm.
just don't translate. Like they're like German proverbs that wouldn't work in English and vice versa. And
Right.
right. And that's some of that instances, I guess. That's yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, we like to use these kind of flowery, poetic ways to say things, but, of course, there are no native Mando'a speakers, but if there were, would they understand it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Just probably would look bewildered at you. Say, how can something grow cold? Like what the? Yeah, like right. So
Yeah.
let's not forget our beloved Galacharen
Of course.
felt funny and stated that ner chatne e muri beroya velint alor ni ori shia tomat. Yeah, his preferred bounty hunter is me, and he's a big fan. Yeah. I don't know if I'm honored or if I'm like, do your homework right, dude.
Yeah. Flattery of the teacher will not get you any extra points. But
I'm watching you.
Yeah, right. Despite your follow up there saying that you think you got it all wrong because you're retired, no, I would say that this is pretty much exactly correct.
You had a tiny typo in there, but I assumed as much. But so giving you a pass on that one. Maybe the flattery worked a little. So then let's get on to our intro sentence. Anu, would you give us that once again, please?
All right, let's do it. Mi jorsori cuun alii'gai, dola darasuum. So what that means is we will bear or carry our flag or our banner throughout all eternity. And this is one that we just kind of came up with off the cuff to go along with the theme of today's episode, which we'll get into in a minute. But
Yes.
yeah, but we intentionally chose to use jorsori here, this archaic form as it's listed in the dictionary, to give it more of that like medieval thee, thou, shall, etc. feel, just as a little flavor there.
We wanted to add more pathos to it. Yes.
anyways, so yeah, we will carry our banner throughout eternity, and so that gets us into what the topic is. We're going to be talking about sigils and symbols and all of these cool little things that Mandalorians like to decorate their armor with.
Or their banners.
Or the banners, yeah,
As we said, yeah. So just to make that clear, so that's our first new word that we had in there. Oh, there are two new words really in there.
Yeah.
So alii'gai would be flag or colors, like in hoist the colors, like the symbol, the banner of our people, whatever. And dola, that's something Anu can probably better explain.
So dola is an interesting one here, and this is one that we had to think about a little bit because I really wanted this to have that kind of all eternity feel, like not just eternity, which of course is always anyway, but I wanted to give it more oomph. And so dola is a word that means like throughout or completely soaked through, completely, filled up into every fiber. And so it is technically an adjective here, although it sounds a bit like a preposition. But of course, in Mando'a, adjectives and adverbs are basically used interchangeably. And if you don't know the difference between those two, it's words that modify other words. Adjectives modify nouns, adverbs modify verbs. But Mando'a uses them for both. So we are carrying it throughout eternity.
Yes, sir. So, speaking of, what do we carry through eternity? That would be in the modern Mando case, most likely be the kirbes. Or kirbes? Kirbes more, I think.
Kirbes. Yeah, that works. Yeah, kirbes.
Yeah,
This is the one that I would say probably everybody knows as soon as they think of Mandalorians, and if they want to like think of a symbol for Mandalorians, it's gonna be this one.
Yeah, it's the Mythosaur hat. And that also brings us to our first word that's funnily enough really missing from the dictionary. We just noticed we don't have a Mando'a word for the Mythosaur.
Yeah, which
I
is
was like, what?
really interesting.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that we did, but no, there's no
I did not find any. So
explicit word for Mythosaur in the dictionary yet.
let me know if someone can find some, but like I didn't. Like.
Interesting. But we have a word for the skull. Kirbis.
Yeah, exactly. That Kirbis is basically skull in general, but mostly speaking of the Mythosaur skull. And it's also used like colloquially as the crown, right?
Yeah, which is also interestingly how Phaedra used it in that quote earlier.
Yeah, fair. Before that, we, or at least the Mando'ade, not necessarily we, sorry, had also other logos. For example, if I got to read the Neo Crusader like symbol with
it's kind of like
it's a thorn ring kinda, right?
Really fierce thorns or blades, almost like a I don't know, like a chain sword that's circled around itself or something.
Mm. So what's written in the little excerpt Shoya sent us earlier is that it's kind of symbolizes the weapons of a warrior, and the circle then itself is the circle of life, basically.
Right. And this is so going back to it's really fitting that it's the early Crusader logo too, because they were the early Crusader era is, they are wearing all these crazy spiky bone armored things, and so it's pretty fitting for the style at the time. And yeah, that was an interesting era in Mandalorian history that is there's not a whole lot of information really out there about it.
Mm,
There's a few comics where you can see some of that, but yeah,
yeah,
you really
some
have to dig
expanded
to get.
universe stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
some legends. Yeah, we really have to do an episode at some points about that because also like the religion part of that era is super
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah.
With the darasuum and everything. Yeah, so
it's kind of the foundation for some of the more ingrained
yeah,
cultural things. Yeah,
yeah, like harangir and everything. Yeah, like
yeah.
as I said, like in another episode, trademark. But we really
Someday,
have to do some about that at some point.
for sure.
Yeah, and the Neo Crusader symbol basically was just expanding on that. I personally would read it as a tongue skull that's
Yeah, it
put on
does
top
look a
of
bit
that.
like a Tong skull, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's weird because it also looks kind of like a Mythosaur skull. It's got like the four teeth going on,
Yeah, but
but
probably that's just like a stylizing thing they always use,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that the overall shape really like reminds one of like this really broad like
hmm,
forehead of the tongue.
yeah, yeah. It's
I
true.
I would just headcanon it's a tongue skull. There you have
Yeah, I could agree with that.
it. So but yeah, we wanted to go about the like really common symbology first. And one thing that's also like omnipresent, of course, it's the Bescarta, the
Yes,
iron
yeah.
heart of the armor.
And we can talk about this one for a while. Actually, we might we might have to have like a whole episode on this, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, the best carta, the which interestingly enough is kind of a that word itself, best carta, it's kind of a colloquialism, uh, a shortened nickname for it that's been created by the natural usage of the language, which is a kind of cool evolution. uh, Tickles my linguist brain, but so technically it is called the Carta Beskar is the actual name, and that is totally just a community creation that arose naturally from use, which is cool. Anyways, so the Carta Beskar, or the best Carta, is the Mandalorian Ironheart, which is also really, really prominent in all of the architecture and design language of Mandalorians all throughout, like all of the Mandalorian architectures that you see like in Clone Wars, and even you see a little bit of that in the Mandalorian season 3
Yeah.
with like Bo-Katan's castle, I guess. Why she has a castle, I don't know, but
Residence, like house seat, whatever. Yeah.
whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, you see this kind of like stretched hexagon thing everywhere, and this is also something that has been arisen kind of through natural speculation throughout the community, but it's become kind of so prominent of a theory that it's pretty widely accepted to be true, even though there is no canon or even legacy source for this. The 6 points of the Carta Beskar are thought to probably coincide with the 6 actions of the Resonare. So you've got 6 actions,
Hmm.
6 points, and of course it's the Carta, the heart, the core of the Mandalorian identity and the armor. And so it
Yeah.
just makes perfect sense for it to also be symbolic of the Resonare.
It's also like kind of fitting that it only turns up or really is seen in the era after the Crusades.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And that's really the era where you kind of have this more formalized understanding of the Rossonare too. So that
Mhm.
again is more evidence to that.
I think that's a really
Also,
neat theory. Yeah.
yeah, and there is also an interesting thing that I'm gonna just throw it out there, that if the designers behind this thought of this, then you're awesome. I don't know if you'll ever listen to this podcast, but if you're listening, you're awesome if you thought of this. If you didn't think of it, then it's an amazingly wonderful coincidence. But
I think to be honest, it ought to be a coincidence because Boba also had it.
yeah, exactly. No, it
So-
has to be a coincidence from that regard, but I'm talking about
The author you mean?
I'm talking about later on here, where like in Maul Shadow Lord, and also before that in Clone Wars, the Maul DeLoreans, like especially Rook Cast, they don't have the best Carta on their
That's also something I noticed, but also something that always kind of made me wonder is, like, for example, Sabine Wren also
Yeah,
has like
hers
a
is-
cut-off version.
Hers is
It
cut
only got
off. Yeah.
it only got 5 points.
Only has 5, right? And
So-
you see, she's kind of like, she of course also pretty much completely abandons being a Mandalorian for a while there,
Yeah.
and so it's really interesting, and it makes me wonder if the designers thought of this, because the characters that they chose to do this with are fitting for the ones who have pretty much abandoned or at least given up parts of the Wrestlonade. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So. Yeah, really.
But that's
would have
just
to
a
pay attention to
theory. A Mando theory. Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's still super interesting, right? So really have to. I was just thinking about if we have to go by all the Resonare, which one would, for example, be the one missing with Sabine?
Based on her pronunciation, it's the Mando'a one. No.
Yeah,
No,
that
that's
would be
pretty much
my
all of
first
them at this
joke,
point.
but you could argue that we forgo.
She does at least say some Mando'a words.
You could argue that she forgoes the heeding the call part, for example.
I would, yeah, that's the one I would go with to be the most likely one if they did intend it to be a symbolic thing that she
Yeah.
has pretty much given up on Mandalore.
Yeah. I mean, as Anu said, it's just a theory, but I have just like I like myself some good
Speculating about this fun stuff
Yeah,
is what
right.
this whole thing is about.
Right, so
that's why we're here, man.
Yeah, kind of. So, yeah, something we also, of course, have to talk about when it comes to armor markings, and something that's also, to say, like more prominent, let me put it like that, is it's the Jaig. So, and we also have to talk a little deeper, or go a little deeper with this, because I think what a lot of people don't realize, that this is not just like any symbol you slap on your armor. It kind of has to be earned, right? So
right.
I guess you like stretching it a little, but you could argue that the Jaig are like the Mando equivalent of either like a Medal of Honor or a Purple Heart or something, so that you really have shown bravery in battle.
Yeah, and it's really an interesting one, considering as the quote unquote famous phrase is from one of the Republic Commando books, that Mando'a doesn't have a word for hero, because one, Mandos aren't expected to be like suicidally brave, but also two, stepping up and defending your clan and your friends is expected of Mandalorians. Being a hero is just the norm, essentially. So that really makes the being awarded the Jaig extra interesting there, because that would mean that this is something that you must have really gone above and beyond to get this. And so yeah, this is something that's been one of those things where I have to take a deep breath anytime I see this on somebody's costume kit, because I'm like, Do you know the meaning? Do you know what those Jaig mean? Did you just slap them on there without thinking about it because you thought it was cool? I mean, valid. It's costume armor. It's valid, but
I think one of the problems is
don't just slap them on
I
willy
think
nilly.
one of the problems is that they're so omnipresent in the Clone Wars with Rex. So
it's true, yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, not that Rex don't deserves to wear it. Don't get me wrong, but just like you see him all the time, so it kind of wears off. You know what I mean? Like So
we do see
it
actually on. You do see it on one other character. I don't know if there's more than that, but there is one other character that you see it on.
I would have to pay attention to that. I am not sure. Like,
I think you know it. And once I say it, that would be Kanan in Rebels.
Sure, yeah, of course. Yeah, I was thinking of a clone. So
yeah.
And with Kanan, funnily enough, I think it's also like kind of like Sabine awarded them to him, so to say.
Exactly.
Like, so that's also a neat little detail. Yes.
This is after he loses his sight,
his eyesight. Yeah.
And, spoilers if you haven't watched Rebels, but it's
I mean,
this is after he loses his sight, so it makes a lot of sense in this case that he's gone above and beyond. He sacrificed himself for his clan.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Why I kind of said I would also probably see it like as more of a Purple Heart thing, for being wounded in action or for having sacrificed something in action. So
it is interesting. Interesting though that we don't actually see Sabine put it on there. It's just kind of assumed that she did, but we don't currently have any canon, like Disney canon relation between Mandos and Jaig. It's just still assumed from the legacy days.
It just makes sense, right? So by the way, Jaig refer to the eyes of like the Jaigala, the Shriekhawk, which also our clan, our costuming clan is named of. And the whole thing is, Anu can pronounce that better than I can.
Yeah. Jaigalarla surhaise.
Yeah.
That would be it. Shriekhawk eyes.
Yeah. So basically the eyes of a bird of prey, so to say.
Yeah. Apparently a very fearsome creature on Mandalore, which we have no other images of other than the symbology in Mandalorian Morn symbols.
Yeah. I was not sure if the creature in the God help me
the Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, exactly. I always kind of assumed that could be a Shriekhawk.
So it would seem that they are at least claiming that the creatures in the Mandalorian season 3 were Shriekhawks. So then this is supposed to be it.
There you go.
Maybe it's a little bit odd that they're here on a totally different planet, but
I mean, yeah, but it never specified that creature was only found on Mandalore. So
it's true. That's true.
So I can make sense of that. So
sure,
yeah. So one more symbol that is seen on Boba and is also kind of because of that something super common at least in the Mando cosplay sphere is the kill stripes, and that's another example. We really tried to make that word in
we
Mando'a.
Probably spent an hour just combing through possibilities here, and the closest thing that I could come up with was basically dead stack or dead pile, which maybe if you want to name your Mandalorian, your red and black Mandalorian Deadpool and Mando'a, maybe it would work. But probably not a good way to translate kill stripes here. So that's something that I think we're gonna have to workshop also.
Yeah. So something else to add, I guess. But yeah, we really noticed that we don't have a word for count or tally or something. So Doesn't really work there. But yeah, also I have to say I'm just currently rewatching The Mandalorian. And I also noticed like it's really seems to be something not Mandalorian specific. Like Cara Dune has like a kill stripe tattoo on her. You also kind of
Yeah.
have the kill stripes on like the or what is supposed, I think it's Corellian, like the jacket and trousers that Han wears, for example.
Yeah. 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 I mean, maybe that's kill stripes, but man, Han's got quite the count. If that's the case.
No, I just remember reading somewhere that that's also like, I think there it is called blood stripes, but it kind of got the
Yeah, that's
same
right.
like connotation. So
Right.
who the frick knows, right? I just find it neat that like both like the kill stripes and the Jaig eyes are some things that really translate into like a real life military theme where you have to earn some awards, right? So I think that that's quite fun. So
Yeah.
what I like to do with my helmets, for example, just because it's also like some funny military inside joke, so to say. I only can speak for like my time of service and my unit and whatever. But I at least have seen pictures on the internet of other units also doing that, like around the world, not like country specific, that they have like their name tags on their patrol caps. So I like just to add my character names in Mando'a on the side of my helmet.
Yeah, yeah.
just like
I've noticed that
yeah.
looking at your kit, you really got a lot of little bits of Mando'a here, there, everywhere on your kit. It's nice.
Just think that adds some immersion and
Oh
also
yeah,
like
it makes it really look lived in. It's pretty nice.
I mean that's a theme we see in like all like longer ongoing wars, at least. Like I think most famously in the like Vietnam era that soldiers like customize their kit, right?
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
would just make sense to me in a like in universe theme. So and also like I want to get to that actually later, but now is as good a time as any. Good example we see for that is obviously Sabine. Like you get some
Oh yeah,
creativity,
the
you
most
make your
famous tagger
yeah.
of the Mandalorians.
Yeah, sure, but like also
Yeah,
with her kit and also
yeah.
like spills over to Ezra, right? Like they personalize their kit, they make it their own, and they put a lot of symbolism on there. Yeah, like getting on to like personal symbols. Most of the time, it's really like as in medieval heraldry, basically. Also, like for the clan symbols, you just have animals or other symbols for attributes. You could say,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
So for example, because I wasn't too sure with all of the symbols, I researched a little before, and we have Clan Rook with the Viper, basically. I think a Vexus Viper, also like an in-universe example. Then also we have, of course, Clan Kreis with the owl symbol that also kind of spread over to the unit of the Night Owls.
The Night Owls, right?
Yeah.
And I really liked the way that they stylized the Night Owl Kirbes.
Really, yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. So what else was else? We also have Clan Elder. They have that female lion. It's supposed to be, I guess. Like that's supposed to stand for bravery, courage, pride. So they're like, symbols all over the place. And I mean, also like in the Mandalorian, we get a bit with the Mudhorn.
Right.
So assuming if a new clan is formed, kind of have to earn your sigil. That at least is what is suggested with the armorer. Of course, we have to take this with like a grain of salt because,
as we all know, the way they do things is a little odd sometimes. So maybe they're a bit on the extreme side there. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't really know, but like that's an interesting bit. kind of going on from that, we also have like our faction symbols. Like Anu just mentioned, like we have a lot of different stylization of the Kirbis of the Mytho skull. So, for example, we have the rather like geometric one of the true Mandalorians. We have the like a little square looking one of the Night Owls and Clan Christ that Bo-Katan uses later. The rugged classic one, that's like the overall symbol that we first saw on Boba's armor. So there are a lot of variants, and
there's also that the one that we see show up in The Mandalorian season 2, season 3.
In the covert, you mean?
Yeah, where they have it like marked on the wall, where it has like
I know what you mean. Yeah,
combined with the Mythos skulls.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that one you mean. Yeah, I was thinking of the one you see in season 1 that also kind of differently shaped, that hangs like on top the wall in the covert.
Yeah,
that's also like, so there are a lot of different designs, but like one thing that's really interesting to me is that the design is so unique or so like recognizable that it still works into this different,
even with all the variations,
like, iterations. Yeah, exactly. So you still can pick up, oh, that's supposed to be the Mythosaur. So that's kind of a cool thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the other mini and varied symbol that you see a lot of is, of course, as we were talking about earlier, the Jaguar, the Shriekhawk, going into the factions. The Death Watch faction, which we have talked about at length. They also used the Shriekhawk symbol, kind of the silhouette, a rough silhouette of a Shriekhawk, apparently in a threat display.
Yeah.
And so
I kind of read it as it's like diving, like ready to snag its prey. And what we both are assuming, because you really can't find anything written on it, is the symbol you see with Fan Rao's group in Rebels, the protectors of Concord Dawn. Yeah, it could also be a Shriekhawk, at least. We're not sure about it, but if it is, it's just a different depiction of it, because you see the face and it's coming towards you, so to say, in flight. So Mandos really seem to have either a Shriekhawk trauma or they think they're freaking cool. One of both. Like,
right. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
One that we haven't talked about yet also is the originally Jaster Mereel's
of course.
sigil there. And so this is kind of the older legacy expanded universe journeyman protectors symbol. Perhaps it's journeyman protectors overall, perhaps it's specific Jaster Mereel and his lineage there, but the one that we see on Boba Fett's, pretty prominently displayed on Boba Fett's chest, this looks kind of like a wheat stalk, and it has the circle around it with like the maybe like a blood droplet on one side and then a cursive letter F or something on the other. So one place that we've been referencing here to find some of these symbols is in the I think it's the Bounty Hunter's Guide, I believe is the name of the book. And it has this one written in there as like an edition made by Django.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The way that this book was made is it's pretty neat. It's written as if it was kind of passed around by several different bounty hunters as they all kind of shared this guide among each other, which how that would actually happen in universe, who knows?
Yeah, whatever.
But it has little notes in there from various bounty hunters and stuff, so it's pretty neat. And yeah, Django wrote that in there, saying that it he wore it to remind him that you never know the heart of another, and always assume betrayal is just a moment away, and you'll live longer that way.
Yeah, I don't know about the method, but like I just like the fact that he just scribbled it in there, like Can't forget about that one, Schabladicote.
Yeah, of course. And
So
notably,
that's
immediately after the Death Watch symbol, he scribbled that one in there. Pretty
yeah,
fitting.
good point. Good point. Yeah. So, something else we want to mention is that also like in cosplay, like in costuming, there are also like a lot of personal symbols, and that's so cool with having like all these markings and clan symbols. So we're just able to add our own flair to all of the stuff, right? So,
Mhm.
for example, I on my armor wear a kirbes, a skull of a squirrel, Nelfanian squirrel. That's actually like the in-universe squirrel version in Star Wars, and that has the meaning being neurodivergent for having ADHD because we are
Yeah, of
squirrel,
course.
right? And there's, for example,
Right.
a little social society in the Mercs that's has that as a sigil, and I just found it was rad because it looked cool and still had like a meaning behind it.
So there's, of course, uh, in the Mandalorian Mercs, every single Mercs clan has its own sigil with, various different animals. Like the one I came from originally from Texas has the reek as its symbol. The creature that we see, actually, I think the one that causes, somewhat indirectly causes the death of Jango Fett in the arena in
Yeah, right.
Attack of the Clones. It's the bull creature that runs him over and breaks his jetpack. That then later prevents his escape.
The weird bull slash.
Yeah, so
You,
that's the symbol of Moran, and of course, as we mentioned already, our clan here in Germany is Jaig, so pretty obvious what our symbol is.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from the Mercs symbols, I also, for those of you who have seen my kit, noticed I also carry another symbol on my kit, and that's this kind of fox creature. And that would be the symbol of my, I would say, in real life slash on the internet Mandalorian clan nakar'mir. And we chose the symbol of this fox, and at the time we were I believe thinking about these the creatures from legends, this the chula, it's from a really old legend source, but anyways, we chose the symbol of the fox because of our propensity for one to be kind of clever but also kind of trolling a little bit. Like we had that conversation in our Patreon server there about a symbol for Mirshib, and I was like, oh yeah, fox, yeah, of course, it's the nakar'mir symbol. We're all a bunch of Mirshib.
I
But
mean,
yeah, so
everything gone right there. So
it worked out perfectly. But yeah, so yeah, we're a bunch of Mirships. So gotta meet the fox symbol on my shoulder. If you've noticed it, that is what that symbol is for.
So you all have a reason to stalk Anu's Instagram if you didn't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it before.
Check it out. This is also the my shoulder plate. There is also the one that I had signed on the underside by Bo-Katan herself. I will
Oh,
treasure it forever.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really that's a thing that I dread that I missed that at Comic-Con the year when I wasn't there. But like I think that was the second day that I wasn't there, whatever. But
Yeah,
hopefully there will be another chance.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So one also really interesting topic that goes more in the realm of symbolism more than sigil is armor colors, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you know the colors by heart, or do I have to pull them up? Because I certainly do not.
I know mine by heart. So the ones on my armor, and I did not choose them because of this. I only found out these colors meanings, quote unquote meanings after the fact.
Yeah,
But
same for me.
the ones of my armor are black, blue, and gold, which is justice, reliability, and vengeance. And I'm like,
Vengeance.
yeah, sure, it sounds good to me. So there it is.
Vengeance for what? Huh? Huh?
I'm not sure, but yeah,
You're
I'm
not
gonna
sure
get
right
you
now.
for it. Just watch out. I'm coming.
It's like there's gonna be something to.
Yeah, vengeance for people saying this is the way and not Epicurious.
Fantastic.
Vengeance on the
So
cook that didn't make my food spicy enough.
yeah, I was more like. So black is Nedra. What would be the rest? Don't have that one remembered by now.
I don't
gotta
know if
say.
I don't know if
Yeah.
we have all of those
I
colors,
think
but
so. Yeah,
we
gold is
should. Yeah,
Vevut.
gold is Vevut, yeah, and
Yeah, Vevut.
blue is Kebin, of course.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, you remember that. I wouldn't have.
So
So
yeah,
okay, what
I
else
didn't
we
know
have?
gray. Yeah, we have gray. Let's just go down the list here. So
Yeah.
gray is
Mourning a lost
mourning a
love.
lost love. And that one
So
is Genet.
Genet. So we also have, just want to say, we also have a word for mourning, if you're
Yeah.
already at it, because I
Yeah.
don't know if we are gonna mention that ever again. So so that would probably be a joy or a
Yeah,
joy
a
la.
choi is mourning. A choi la is like being in a state of mourning, and then
Mm-hmm.
a choi lir is the verb for to grieve or to mourn. And it's interesting actually the way that these words are constructed, because they're it can also mean to search. So like it's like you're missing something and you're trying to
Yeah.
find it. It's really poetic, I would say, and how that word is constructed. I like it.
Yeah, true.
Random aside there.
Yeah, good. I'll hear for it. So
Yeah.
red is honoring a parent.
Honoring a parent, yeah,
So,
your buir,
honoring
and
your
that one
buir.
is a getal, of course, which is
Getal, yeah.
another fun construction there, because it literally means almost blood.
Yeah.
Getal, red, almost blood. Okay, because
See, I just wanted to say, I noticed the tal, like as in blood, like pushetal, pushegal, right? Pint of ale, a pint of blood, the other way around. Whatever, you get what I'm saying.
Close enough.
So we have
Netra for black, which we mentioned.
Netra for black, yeah, what you said. Gold,
Justice.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
Gold is vengeance.
Yeah. Vevut.
Vevut. Green, that's my one. Green is duty, and green is Vorpan. Yeah. Oh, so funny. Like, I still have, like, I was 2 years old moments with, like, the names of our, like, old clan members that were active when I came in, but are, like, long retired. Our Rusa lore back in the day was a Vorpan Kiram, so that's just green death lore.
Yeah.
I love it. So also like Rotten had a byname Kyorla, and I just like lately found out that just means rotten in Mando'a. So it just makes sense. So
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. But still cool to see that, like, guys back in the day, even with like way fewer resources, at least made Mando'a names. So
right, yeah.
More power to you. So yeah, red guitar, blue, as you already said, reliability, and orange is basically.
Of course, is. We don't actually, I think, have a word for orange in Mando'a.
I'm just looking it up. No, we don't have. Yeah.
Sherashoi is commonly associated with the color orange. I actually don't know entirely where that comes from. I think it's just because of the meaning. So that comes from the Imperial Commando 501st novel by Kieran Travis, where the color orange is associated with a lust for life. And so of course, Cheroshoy means lust for life, and much more, of course, the seizing the day, and the enjoying the moment kind of thing.
Carpe diem, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so orange is shoreshore, and I think that's kind of why we see so many orange. Like so much of like Mandalorian stuff seems to be orange for some reason. Like if you look online, like the Mando Mercs colors, like the website itself, it's a lot of orange. And we, of course, the Jaig clan, we've got orange prominently in our stuff that is the official Mercs stuff. A lot of
Yeah,
traffic cone kits in the Mercs.
it's so funny because I would have seen that like more than like a mustard yellow, but I guess that's really definition there.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but yeah, of course, like Jaig is a lot of orange. Like I'm planning for the first time ever to bring that color on my next kit, and then just like as a sigil, then really. But for this time round, just using the actual sigil colors because I never did that before. I always just did it in black or white. So that's a plan there. Yeah, I really did some kit planning the last week.
The kit upgrades never end.
Yeah, I mean like I'm rebuilding like my first kit now, so that's gonna be fun. So and if we just theoretically that would mean for me mourning a lost love. I don't hope so. So still happy with Sharika here. Don't worry, guys.
Right.
Like yeah, because I plan to have like a lighter and a darker gray and red. So
yeah, just to add that little disclaimer here. The colors don't have to mean these things. If you want to use these colors on your kit, you don't have to go with these meanings.
Yeah,
they are from old legacy, no longer canon, but of course we still pick and choose what we like as canon at this point. But yeah, even when these were considered canon, it was still a suggestion and not a rule. So do what you want with your kit.
Of course. So I guess having talked about this, that brings us to throw the intro, the word of the week.
Here it comes.
Word of the week.
So we've talked about it at length in English, but what is the word in Mando'a for sigil villain?
It's alii'gai, which is interesting because it's of course very close to aliit. So we are assuming that that's most likely really referring to the clan sigils, but since we don't have another word for symbol or something, for now it was used overall for the concept of a symbol, I'd say.
Yeah, it pretty much falls in line with all of the clan related words. We'll throw a few of those in here. You've got the alii'gai, the alii'joha. So alii'gai is like the reputation of a clan.
Yep.
Alii'joha is like the clan dialect.
Yeah.
Alii'nar, interestingly, is duty, which is not necessarily
duty
clan
to your
related,
clan,
but of course, duty to your clan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we mentioned, of course, earlier alii'gai, which is the banner or flag, and then aliit, a meeting of the clans, collection of clans, and then of course aliit, the sigil, the symbol. Yeah.
So speaking of word roots, right? Like everything, like having to do with a. I have a hard time using the word like closed off group, but with a certain like preset group of people, so to say, right?
Yeah,
you could read it like that, I would say.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I would consider aliit to be a pretty specific thing of like your personal clan, but
yeah, sure, aliit. But I mean, like the word root as such.
Yeah. When it comes to these words that are related, but using the aliit root, you have things like, of course, Trat Elite, which is a squad or a team, and yeah, they're close, but your squad and team can change, and it's so it's not necessarily strictly only associated with clans in these cases.
But I quite like that. So as we like spoke about several times, it's just really fun to see which words were picked to make like a broader topic or word group of them. So
Yeah. And it kind of provides this connotation. It gives you the idea of what the word really means, like how it feels, how the word feels in usage rather than just the strict definition. So it's cool.
yeah, it's fun. So speaking of fun, ha 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 ha, evil teacher laughter.
It's the best time of the
It's
episode.
to give you homework. And I thought what just makes perfect sense is go around, see what like words. I mean, it doesn't even need to be a word in Mando'a really, but go and think about what your sigil would be, and probably just tell us why in a little Mando'a sentence. Or
Yeah.
if the sigil thing is not for you, you can just think, if you don't already have an armor, just based off of the color meanings we provided, what the exact color scheme of your armor would be. Like,
Yeah.
choose one of both, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely would love to know the color schemes that you all have picked out for your eventual kits that I know you will all be building at some point. WrestleNare.
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure, no pressure. So just passive aggressively going Bajur best kargab.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Like without dragging that out for too long, you know what you have to do. All that, as always, leaves us with is to say
Retoshimi.
Retoshimi. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
All around join the fun, Mando'a 101.